Hi, if you ever traveled to China, you might have witnessed it. Someone spits right in the public. Brain immediately goes, gross, it's so disgusting. How could this happen and how can people live with it? But here is also a very uncomfortable question. Is this just about manner? Or are we reacting to something much deeper? So today I want to answer questions that many Westerners think, but they rarely ask out loud. First, why does this feel so shocking to Westerners? Because in the West, spitting isn't just a gross thing, it became morally unacceptable. Back in 1990s, spitting in public was directly linked to tuberculosis. Government launched massive anti-spitting campaigns like the public posters on the streets and public shaming. So over time, not spitting just became a signal of civilized behavior. What's funny is even stopped ladies to wear long trail dresses so they can avoid touch the spit on the ground. So today, in Western world, if you see somebody spitting, you might not just think, oh, that's unhygiene. You must will think, this person is so backward. But China followed a very different path because in the concept of traditional Chinese medicine, spit wasn't something to be suppressed. It was meant to be expelled because if you swallow it, it will definitely hurt your body. And followed with the rapid urbanization, hundreds of millions of people flood into the cities from rural areas in a speed that even faster than public habits could evolve. Here's the part most foreigners don't know. Public spittoon were once normal, but trash bins were not. So what looks like the bad behaviors today were normal infrastructures before. So do Chinese people really find it's normal? Short answer, increasingly no. But there's also a massive generational divide. For some elder citizens, especially those was born and grew up before modernization, spitting can still feel like a reflex. It's not a social statement. But for younger generation, especially those urban Chinese, we feel it's so embarrassing. It is something we feel so ashamed to tell foreigners, and it is something we want to really quietly apologize for. Since the 2008 Beijing Olympics, China has aggressively educated the public about being civilized society. And public spitting wasn't just disencouraged. It was framed as something our country wanted to pass. And in cities like Shanghai, Beijing, the higher tier cities, you are often more likely to see judgmental side eye than actual to see someone spit on the road. So why doesn't the government just stop it? Technically, spitting is already illegal in many cities, and the punishment can range from $7 to $30. But the challenge is the enforcement, and it's quite tricky. In cities of over 20 million populations, the policemen, they cannot just wait around to wait for that exact spitting moment. We simply just don't have that enough manpower to do the punishment. So the real punishment isn't about money. It's about social judgment. It's about people rolling their eyes with that disgusting facial expression, and it's embarrassment. All of them are delivering a message that this behavior is so disturbing to us. And eventually, is this habit really disappearing? Answer is yes, and it's faster than many of you can realize. The young generation, they really grow up with the global standard knowledge of hygiene, and COVID even pushed it further. It accelerated the public's knowledge about droplets, and the urban life naturally enforces better behaviors. The trend is very clear: less spitting and more stigma. The challenge isn't about culture, it's about habit. And habit, it changes slowly. Every culture has habits that once made sense until they didn't. The question isn't about why are they like this. It's about what people will talk about it in the next 50 years. That's something we really need to care about at this moment. So what Chinese habits have shocked you? Tell me in the comments.